Hi, it's Jeanie, and we're on our way to Staples Center for Game 2 versus Houston, looking for our first win in the series. And I think Phil probably has a few things on his mind as we're driving. Let's hear what he has to say. Hello,
Well,
Phil.
hi, Jeanie. It's a beautiful day in LA. Sunny, bright, warm, perfect, you know. And, we're haunted by, these thoughts of how to turn it around. But, we're not, you know, totally worried about it. We do know that this is a team that, has a real good base as far as the defense goes. So we're going to have to do some things to good or better shots than we had in the last game. But ultimately, it still comes down to defense and the energy. We showed the tape today, and we had obviously a 4-point game, 3-point game in the last 3 minutes, 40 seconds, and a 4-point game and missed free throws, and did some things to really hamper our chances. And ultimately took some 3-point shots that never got answered. So that's kind of disappointing to look at. But we had some humorous things in the edited form that kind of cheered everybody up and gave a laugh, so that we weren't too down about the fact that we lost the first game. It's a long series. If we can win tonight, we can start pushing it.
Any chance that Luke Walton might play tonight?
Yeah, well, it looks much better. Um, you know, our test is a real difficult challenge for anybody. He's almost 6'8", and he's 260 pounds. He's a bear of a man. So we need as many bodies as possible. He outweighs Trevor by 40 pounds and maybe 50 pounds. And so it's a daunting task for him as far as chasing around and trying to get into him and contest with him. So Luke gives us another option, but Lamar's a third option. Lamar's known Ron Artest since he was 12, 11, 13 years of age when they played with each other and against each other in New York City basketball. So they have a long and comfortable relationship with each other. In fact, Houston puts Artest on Lamar all the time to match up, and the playoffs are about matchups. Who can really guard somebody who's got the quickness and the knowledge of how to defend another player? So tonight we're going to see the alternate aspect of the flip side of the coin of what we saw on Monday night.
Great. Well, good luck, and we'll catch up with you later.
Oh, we can talk later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Phil, it's a higher energy game tonight. What did it feel like for you?
Wow, it was really like, we're finally playing our kind of game the first quarter. This is who we are. And they came back at the end of the quarter, though, and scored 25 points, even though we had a really good start in the game. And then we had the second unit out there, which you always like to call the cootie lineup, and I don't like that at all, because I have a lot of faith in these guys that they're gonna come through, and they got to get their feet underneath them. And things got changed, turned around, and we never got the momentum back in the second period. So they had their second period, we had our first period, and we went in at halftime tied up. And I went in the locker room at halftime, and I thought they were all kind of like kind of down on themselves. And I said, this is nothing to get, tied up about. This momentum shifts, and we never got it back again. I just go out and get the momentum again this half, and keep it instead of letting it get away from you. And we talked a little bit about some of the things we had to do to match up. They had unbelievable game by Landry in the second period. He had 16 points, so that was really a problem. So anyway, they came back out the third quarter and played the kind of game that we want to play. Then the end of the third quarter was like ridiculous. Lamar goes in for a layup. Whatever happens, he misses the layup. There are two technicals on us, one on them. And they end up shooting a free throw, and Lamar goes down and can't make any of his free throws. Misses them both. And then Fish comes down in the last clock, and we had told him, there's a foul to use, and so he's going to use the foul, and he ends up getting two-shot foul and the ball back, a flagrant foul, which was like unbelievable. So really, the game took such a wild swing at that period that it was just like, oh, now we got to play with a young guard in here, one of the two young guards, and make things happen right for us. And it turned out okay, but it was a little dicey. It got dicey in that fourth quarter. Everything got a little bit shaky.
How did Derek Fisher end up with a cut on his head?
Well, when he came back, I think he got underneath the head of Scola, and his head came down on Fish's head, and I think it clipped his head, or maybe even his teeth got him. But, there's something.
Yeah.
But it was really quick. He came back, and he actually thought the pick was going to be right there, and so he's just going to come back hard in the pick, give a foul, then they take it back out of bounds. But he came back, and he turned around to hit the pick. The pick was like 2 feet away instead of 6 inches or a foot away, and so or 3 feet away. So, his arm came up a little bit higher. Then all hell broke loose. Our survived it, and now we head on to Houston 1-1. It's going to be a real interesting 2 games.
Since we won't get a chance to talk to you going into that game, how has the momentum shifted, or because we go to their home floor, will it be a whole new ball game?
It'll be like starting all over again. We have to establish a whole. They'll play a really good game.
Yes, they will.
They're a good enough team that they can put together a really good game. We're going to have to fight our way through a game and find a way to win one of those games and bring back our home court advantage.